you're sleeping at 10, you have to make sure that you finish eating your food at least 3 hours before you go to sleep, because that will determine how successful you are in your career. Now you keep saying this. Explain. And he says, the blood is in the digestive system all the time. When you lie down in the prone position, the blood is kept there and it is meant to digest the food that you've eaten quickly and then rush to the brain. The moment you eat food just before you go to sleep, the brain says, forget me. All the blood, let it be in the gut and let it just digest the food that you've eaten right now, so that if you don't digest it, it's going to become toxic in 3 hours and you will die. As a result, that blood from the gut does not travel to the brain. And when it does not travel in the alpha state to the brain, what happens is the entire rejuvenation of the body, and it doesn't matter what age group you are in, young, old or anything, the entire rejuvenation that sleep is supposed to do is the blood carries all the information about which nail is not working, why the hair is falling, why the skin is looking dry, which part is being infected, which bone is hurt, what is hollow. All the information that is going to be there has to travel to the brain. The brain analyzes it, and before you wake up, before the beta state, before the state that you wake up, all the signals are sent out to every part of your body, and once that signal is received, everybody is reset, you wake up. And he says, that's when the mind can clearly do the job it is meant to be. Why do people say don't drink and drive? Because you'll get into an accident? Why do you get into an accident, or why do you get into a debate that you normally would not do sober? Why do you get into a argument on a topic that you would not normally get into sober? It's because at the time that you're drunk, the brain is telling you that is right. It's perfect. You're good enough to drive. You're saying all your facilities are fine, and you're like, and bravado sets in and you do stupid things. He says, if alcohol is capable of giving that negative effect to your brain, then be assured that there are many substances that are capable of making your brain work in a positive manner, in a more efficient manner. And those 10 days that I lived over there, I made sure that I ate every day before 6 o'clock. I made sure I chewed my food I drank my food and chewed my water. And I made sure I tried to follow everything that he had said in terms of how it is going to help me reset my life. When I came out of there, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I was a completely changed man in 10 days. Before I left, he said one more thing. He said, what I'm telling you, Mr. Madhavan, does not mean that it will be accepted by your body and your brain at the right time. It's a calling. Your mind, your mental state, you were ripe for me to tell you this and understand that. He spoke like a philosopher as a doctor. He says, sometimes in your life, you're not ready to listen. Sometimes the calling is not there. Many people have come to this place and done this course mundanely, but they were not mentally ready to accept the changes that we were trying to say. And eventually, they went back to relegating themselves back to the same lifestyle. And this is the difference between that and you is what is in your culture called karma, vidhi. That is going to be the difference between how successful you are and how. So the reason I was trying to tell you this is, it is very possible for us to activate each one of those DNAs that we have, the same as the bonobos as well as the chimpanzees. This particular conditioning about how you have your food and how you let your environment affect you will determine which of those DNAs get activated at any given point of time. I'm, like I said, a follower of simplicity and tangible answers. This gave me a serious, tangible answer. Sit down, eat your food without being distracted. Make sure you chew 40 times. Make sure you drink your solid food and chew your water. And the day I started doing that, it was spectacular. Every result that was wrong in my blood group came back, started getting normalized. My hair started growing more healthily. I was able to think more clearly. I did not have to make notes about things that had to be done during the day. And from being below average health-wise, I was, in my opinion, functioning optimally. And it is very difficult to convince yourself to be young when you're 46 years old and your heroine is 17 years old. And she's on the set and exhibiting totally different aspects of being an actress as I've ever been used to, where, hey, I got a tattoo here, or I have a piercing there, do you want to see it? And no, I don't want to see it. But it's very difficult to relate to them. But sometimes, if you have enough stories in your pocket, you're able to make yourself relevant even to that generation, and feeling like the alpha male on the set, feeling like you're the healthiest one over there, feeling like you're the boss is very important for a hero. And for me, this experience in Austria helped me get there. And that is the story I wanted to share. Thank you very much for your patience.